Hello everyone, I'm on the trails of ESPA 19, Environmentally Sensitive Protected Area 19, located in the northwest corner of the City of Waterloo. This forest is otherwise known as the Forested Hills. And I'm going to show you a fort that was built in the capture zone of a pond known as W12. W12 was an area protected at OMB Appeal PL 071044. And the reason it was protected is because this is a likely habitat for Jefferson salamander, and it's also an area where there were confirmed sightings of Acadian flycatchers on a couple of years. There's hooded warblers, red-headed woodpeckers, which are now threatened. So this fort is a violation of encroachment bylaw, a violation of potentially the Species at Risk Act, and the Ontario Fish and Wildlife Conservation Act, etc. Okay, now let me explain the structure for you. The structure is made of a combination of both broken wood that has been deliberately broken off trees. It's made out of forest debris as well as living trees. And I'll point out the details as we get closer to the structure. In this structure, they've used nails, screwdrivers, duct tape to put it together. It's a very solid structure using very large pieces of wood. I don't believe this could be fabricated by one person due to the complexity of the design. It would take somebody pretty strong to put this thing together. Okay, so let's begin at the beginning. There is the entrance right over here. The entrance is a doorway form, pillar lintel concept, supported by various pieces of wood. 2x4s are brought in with screws in them. Here is an example of freshly broken tree that has been used to build this structure. We have this one over here. Numerous large-sized branches. These are not small, little tiny things. I'll show you the size of this branch. Follow with me now. This goes further into this kind of a width. Okay, so this is a tree that's fairly old here, being used and broken off for these purposes. There's some more fresh wood here. Not what they used. It looks like they just used blunt force trauma and pushed these things over. A lot of strong branches here. These are not trees that have just fallen over. Clearly it has been cut to an extent here. There's like actual things that you could see where they've cut the wood. See the clean breaks that they have. There's relatively looks like they sawed half of it and pushed the other over. We have, okay, inside the structure again, we have 2x4s, screws used. This 2x4 here is being used as a bench, and they nailed it or fastened it. Yeah, here we go. They fastened it to a tree stump using nails. That's an interesting idea. Someone brought in a drawer for some reason. There is, these pieces of wood are like particle board, and they were brought in as well. There's some kind of tarp-like material. I'm assuming they want to create a roof-like structure. Here's another one. And these are actually going into the pond, polluting the area. We have, there's the ducks, migratory bird habitat. Oh, here. Yeah, those are the ducks, so migratory bird habitat. Okay, so anyway. We have duct tape being used. Now I'm going to show you also this bench and the littering of water bottles. There's a water bottle there, the cap there, water bottle here. So people have been coming here, drinking refreshments, not all of it water, as you can see from this beer bottle underneath here. Here's some of the signage in the area. Warning, if you do not whatever. Okay. And here's 420, whatever that means. And then we have SWED, Swede, or whatever. Just showing you. These pieces of wood are attached with nails. These pieces appear to have some kind of screw-like features in it. It's pretty interesting how they managed to put this together. Again, there's a problem with this. I'll explain over here. Oops, sorry, knocked over a piece of wood. let me show you from the outside the damage that it causes. Okay, over here is a natural floor of the forest. A lot of plants. There's natural pieces of ground that serve to slow the water rate, allow for absorption into the aquifer. They help to keep the water cool through infiltration. It controls flow and flow rate, essentially, that's getting into this protected pond area. Proximity of the structure itself. Watch how the plants end. Okay, there's been damage all along this forest floor around the proximity of this structure. All the plants have been compressed, all the wood and debris has been removed to build the structure of this fort. The problem being, when we get heavy rains now, the sediment goes right into the pond. The water temperature and flow is quite quick, creating issues of sediment and erosion along the pond features. And we risk damaging the water quality of this vernal pond. Now here's the pond right now. I'm concerned about issues of eutrophication once all this algae-like substance down. There's a lot of nutrients in the water right now. A lot of plants formed. We've had heavy rains this year, so that wouldn't be uncommon in terms of sediment getting in, but I mean this kind of structure certainly doesn't help. So I'm going to show you how this is fabricated real quick. Okay, over here we have duct tape corners. We have the wood, these large pieces of wood traversing as a pillar lentil kind of support. It goes side to side and then the others rest upon it. But then they also have used nails to fasten and screwdrivers in places. I'm going to show you the kind of wood that they're using as well. This wood is normally found on the bottom of a forest floor. It's a food source for plated woodpeckers, and a very much needed home for salamanders. What happens is the wood is actually arced, makes a great shelter for all the little critters living underneath it. You can see the moss. They pulled this one off the forest floor. Here's another large piece that they pulled off the forest floor. So basically they have actively destroyed whatever habitats are underneath for both the invertebrate and salamanders in this area that may have been using those particular logs to live in. And this is not right. Look at the dimension of the wood being used here. This is a large piece of wood, very solid. Piece is broken off here. This is not something that has been rotting off of the forest floor. It seems a lot more solid than that. This wood is cool. It is fresh. This has been broken off or cut recently. This is not something that is forest floor material. There is no way that could be something that just simply fell on the ground in that shape. Here is some more broken off trees, broken off trees, broken off tree, broken off tree. These are all new tree material. Okay, look at the size of this one. My hand's on it, broken off, okay? So this isn't exactly random tree debris. Here's the duct tape that they used to hold it. Okay. Now, where they could have gotten all these broken trees, there's a very good potential answer for that. They recently cleared a width of, they recently basically cleared a passageway right through ESPA 19 to facilitate a trail system. I'll show you a video of that next. Here we have a can, a wacky string, I'll leave it there. We have debris over here, plastic bottles, another plastic bottle over there. So we have contamination of the pond area by way of debris. We have sediment and erosion issues as a result of this structure. We've got the damage of trees in the area, and that's basically my concern with this fort.